Hey everyone, this is Joe and Brobuscus, and welcome to a Let's Watch a Battle Royale. Let me correct that. Welcome to a crappy Let's Watch of Battle Royale, because this reaction video is going to suck. Today we have Sub-Zero versus Kula Diamond, Mortal Kombat versus King of Fighters. I want Sub-Zero to win. I think Kula should take it pretty easily, but we will see what happens. Maybe Kula is not as impressive as I thought she was. Maybe Sub-Zero is more impressive than I thought he was. I don't know, but let's get into the episode. And hope this reaction video does not suck.
Let's get this party started, Xavier.
Here we go.
Assassination is a common profession in fighting games. It requires only the most focused and skilled kinds of people imaginable. An assassination can be taken as a symbol of revenge, jealousy, or just being plain cold. But
Gosh
no
dang
other
it.
two assassins in the world of fighting games are as cold-hearted as today's combatants.
I'm Manny, and I'll be researching Sub-Zero, the leader of the Lin Kuei from Mortal Kombat.
I'm Chelsea, and I'll be researching Kula Diamond, the anti-K-Dash weapon from the King of Fighters.
I am the Fight Analysis and Conclusion Tolerance Software, or FACS for short, and I will be determining the victor with their research taken into account.
And I'm Rick Rocker. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is Battle Royale.
Cold-hearted killers.
In Mortal Kombat's Earthrealm, there exists a plethora of warriors from different clans. When these guys get together for parties, villages are brought to ruin. Women, children, and men alike are not spared in the wake of chaos. The
Nope.
most infamous of these conflicts being that between the Lin Kuei and the Shirai Ryu.
Just like two siblings I know.
Among the Lin Kuei, there were two brothers that descended from the Cryomancers of Outworld, a powerful race with the ability to manipulate ice. Those siblings were called Bai-Han and Kuai Liang.
Bai-Han,
was
really?
the older brother, and he was one of the deadliest assassins that the Lin Kuei could offer. When Outworld decided that invading Earthrealm was a good idea, the first tournament to determine the fate of all the realms was held. None other than the famous Mortal Kombat! Naturally, wanting to defend Earthrealm, Bai-Han entered the tournament under the alias Sub-Zero. Sadly for him, things didn't go too well. A certain arthropod named Wraith from the Shirai Ryu murdered Bai-Han in cold blood.
Are you freaking serious? Not even 5 minutes into the analysis and you've already started making ice puns? I gotta say, that's not very cool.
Aw, come on. Don't give me the cold.
Please stop.
God damn it.
After the death of Bai-Han, Kuai Liang, the Sub-Zero who will fight
Kuai Liang and Bai-Han?
second Mortal Kombat
Really?
tournament in place of his deceased brother. In honor of him, Kuai Liang created an alias for himself as Sub-Zero.
What happened to Bi-Han?
Oh, he got resurrected as an evil shadow ninja named Noob.
That's unfortunate.
Not a newbie, it's
Yeah, it is.
Sub-Zero's deadly combat skills.
Boo!
Thank you, I'll be here all night. The last thing you want to do is give this cryomancing assassin some chilly reception. He can manipulate his staple element in various and creative ways. He can forge weapons from swords to warhammers with nothing but ice. He can create an ice statue of himself that freezes enemies on contact. Or for any sort of combo game, Sub-Zero freezes the soles of his feet to slide, then knock enemies airborne. If you thought that was ridiculous, he somehow teleports short distances by freezing the floor.
Yeah, how the heck does he do
How the
that?
hell does that even work?
Right? He sort of just trust falls into his little puddle and somehow pops back up feet away from his opponent. Though, you gotta keep in mind that Sub-Zero isn't your run-of-the-mill ice manipulator. Cryomancy involves magic, and magic is just science that cannot be explained.
Try me, you inferior bag of organic filth.
No, thank you. Kwai is an expert at using his cryomancer
Oh my
skills
gosh.
for extremely
Oh, I
brutal
should
attacks
pull
like his X-rays
a
or
heads up. I
beam
had
count,
this
which he can use to easily
annoying itch in my
decimate his
throat, so if I
opponents,
ever
such as
cough
Spinal
during this
Smash,
video, that's
which
why.
consists of bludgeoning the enemy with their own frozen spine, or Chest Cold, where he freezes the opponent's chest before punching through it, leaving the spine visible. Then he grabs the enemy's spine and tears it apart and rips it in half.
Ugh. Does he have a spine fetish or something?
At least he's not an ice lolly.
She's 18, that is not.
Shh. Sub-Zero excels at more
Let's
things
just
than ice
move on from
manipulation.
that.
He's experienced in hand-to-hand combat, with the Shotokan style of martial arts being his preferred method of fighting.
The Shotokan style is a variation on traditional karate. However, unlike karate, which has a bigger focus on defense, Shotokan sacrifices speed in order to allow the user to perform more powerful strikes without losing balance. Though experienced Shotokan masters can use a variety of techniques called kumite. This allows a greater usage of one's speed at the cost of stability and power.
And he's got the strength to complement his skills. Kwai's strength is enough to casually smash human skulls with his bare hands and tear down reinforced walls and steel doors.
At their best, reinforced walls can withstand impacts worth 0.005 tons of TNT. To put this into perspective, the kinetic energy produced by a large car, which would typically weigh around 2 metric tons, moving at about 120 kilometers per hour, the highest top speed cars are allowed to legally reach when moving down a public highway, would be around 0.0003 tons of TNT.
What I'm getting at is that this guy's punches are stronger than a speeding car? Maybe he should consider becoming a traffic guard. I bet no one would have the guts to speed past this cold SOB.
He's got the raw power to rip cyborgs apart with his bare hands, freeze people before they can react, and set winter to an entire city.
Manny, I think you need to get your eyes checked. The only thing I can see frozen about that city are the floors and parts of the buildings. Sure, it may give him a pretty big area of effect, but I think you're overplaying this a little bit.
We're overplayed. Even if I did embellish just a tad, Sub-Zero's cryomancy goes even further when he coats himself in ice to generate some sort of ice aura. Yes, that's the name I'm going for. Not only does it give him the cool-looking suit of ice, but it also somehow decreases the overall damage he takes, even as far as to negate chip damage from blocking altogether.
Maybe because of all that ice he's been packing.
That's not to say Sub's a stranger to some scraps. He's gotten by in some tough encounters, including the lightning god Raiden, who destroyed a large temple with a single attack. Strength isn't Kwai's only trick, he's quite fast too. He's able to dodge missiles and rockets from Lin Kuei's cyborgs, and he's superior to guys like Reptile, who can dodge bullets. Feats of that magnitude would put him at supersonic levels of speed. Somewhere around Mach 2 speeds, twice the speed of sound. Sub-Zero can take quite a bit of punishment too. He survived getting blasted by Kano's lasers, impaled by Scorpion's sword, and roasted by Scorpion and Sector's flames. And apparently, Sector's flamethrower produces a heat reaching that of 3,000 degrees.
Degrees what? You do know that there's 3 different temperature scales, right?
Wait, 3?
Celsius, Kelvin, and the one
Kelvin,
uses.
right.
Concrete data for that feat scale does not currently exist in our database. But if we were to assume that we were using Fahrenheit considering Mortal Kombat's American development base, then 3,000 degrees is a little under 1/3 of the sun's surface temperature.
Better believe it. The best part is that Sub-Zero's ice is potent enough to counter that same flamethrower.
However, Manny, no matter how much you paint it, Sub isn't invincible. He has a pretty spotty win-loss record, and he's died. Twice. I still can't piece together how that's possible. And one of those deaths is from Baraka, the most pathetic excuse of a character in Mortal Kombat's entire roster.
No,
And
that's
saying a
Molina.
lot. And while his close-ranged options are more versatile than your average cryomancer, his projectile game is rather unimpressive.
Just tell it like it is. It straight up sucks.
Shut up! Discounting his occasional plot-induced stupidity and poor ranged options, Sub barely has any significant weaknesses.
One thing's for sure. This Chinese ninja warrior has no chill.
Scorpion wins.
No one believes I beat the last level of Mortal Kombat.
Because that's just ridiculous. No one beats Sub-Zero.
Wow.
From its small beginnings in Southtown, to its now worldwide appeal. You'd be hard-pressed to find a martial arts showcase more infamous than the King of Fighters tournament.
Hi, Mai.
This competition was an annual spectacle, with participants coming from every corner of the globe.
Hi,
And with
Terry.
such a widespread event, you can expect the absolute best when it comes to the peak of human physiology.
So, we're just talking about normal humans. Wow. Real impressive, Chelsea.
I'll have you know that these fighters are anything but ordinary. And you're one to talk. You get winded after a few push-ups.
Please move on.
Ouch.
This tournament showcased the best of what the world had to offer. For better and for worse. Then came in Nests, an underground organization built with the intent of gathering DNA from the King of Fighters contestants in order to create superhuman
Hey, I recognize this music.
Subsequently, they had to capture unwilling test subjects to infuse their super drugs into. One of these guinea pigs was simply known as K-Dash. K-Dash was infused with the DNA of the hot fighter, Kyo Kusanagi.
Chelsea, can we have an episode where you don't drool over somebody?
No, I meant he literally uses fire. And I don't crush on someone every episode.
Yeah, that would have been weird if she did that with Black Wargrave.
K-Dash was never a test subject for years. They experimented on his lifeless body, till he was seen fit enough to be entered into the King of Fighters tournament himself, alongside another test subject, Maxima. But they figured out Ness were the bad guys and dipped. They almost won, too.
That's like almost winning the lottery, but then finding out that the money pool was only a couple grand. Your wife filed for a divorce and decided to take the kids.
Rick.
She took the dog, too.
And just like Rick, Ness decided to take revenge by not only targeting K-Dash, but building another weapon to take him down.
I'm not gonna
Like
ask.
fighting fire with fire. Or in this case, fire with ice. Introducing Miss Kula Diamond.
That's backwards. Doesn't fire beat ice? I'm no expert on this, but I think I remember reading some Pokemon notes.
Not when you're as frosty as my girl. Standing at 5 feet 6
Or
inches
Sub-Zero.
and 106 pounds, and definitely
Remember,
not an underage
his ice is
quality.
able to counter
Kula is never
Sector's
found
flames.
precious. Though something to note, Kula's method of cryokinesis is odd. Her main method of attack produces ice out of nowhere from either her hands, feet, or even her hair. Accompany this with what I like to call her anti-K-Dash fighting style, and you have a recipe for one cool killer.
Hey, I thought we were gonna come up with the ice puns.
K-Dash has a fighting style known for its insane emphasis on violence, though it does bear a striking resemblance to infamous martial artist Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do fighting style.
Kula's cryokinesis
So
works
cool
in
is
tandem with
Bruce
her
Lee.
fighting style, and more surprisingly, her outfit. Yes, her outfit's a part of her arsenal. This includes a pair of ice
What?
skates that she not
Oh,
only
okay.
uses to maneuver on ice with, but also adds a sharp edge to her kicks. With attacks such as the slider shoot and ray spin, she can even kick back projectiles with her counter shell attack.
That could be a bit problematic. Oh wait, it's ice. You know, the thing Sub-Zero is made to handle?
It's Kula's element of choice too, you know. Despite kicks being her bread and butter, her 1-inch punch and crow bite are great attacks for when her targets are getting a little too close for comfort. But when she needs to have a non-physical confrontation, she can conjure up crystal-shaped projectiles.
Manny is trying desperately hard
Use her ice
to
fire,
make
or use her
Sub-Zero
diving
look
breath to blow away her
more
targets.
impressive than Kula.
Pun not related to ice.
When Kula really wants to get serious, her frozen arena covers the floor in ice, where Kula skates over it to deal a swift and devastating strike.
So, it's like a slip and slide, except one slip and you're impaled.
So, not at all like a slip and slide.
You don't know what I've been through.
Her diamond edge technique creates a sharp spire of ice, great for catching a target off guard. And by far her coolest attack is freeze execution.
Please
A blade
stop
so
with the
fierce that
ice
her opponent takes
puns.
immense damage.
I bet that's like standing inside of a giant freezer. More or less.
Well, freezing is kind of her thing. After waking up on the wrong side of the atmospheric re-entry, she froze over her entire factory, a shipyard, and even part of the ocean, just by activating her cryokinesis. And while taking a flying ice cruise across Earth's atmosphere, Kula destroyed 19 Zero cannons.
Not only did the Zero Cannon have the power to each destroy a city, but Kula would have had to have escaped the Earth's atmosphere in order to reach the satellites. This means Kula should be able to keep up with the Zero Cannon, which, when compared to your average satellite, should move at around Mach 33 speeds.
She survived getting nuked, atmospheric re-entry,
Subby
and is squared off with some of
screwed.
the King of Fighters tournament's toughest combatants, including Takuma Sakazaki.
Takuma has noted that he cannot afford to take Kula lightly. This should mean that Kula is within his range of speed, strength, and durability, and Takuma had the power to deflect a beam that could wipe out the surface of the Earth.
Do remember too, Kula was physically built to foil K-Dash, so it's reasonable to say they're on the same level of power. And when K-Dash...
Oh, so it's the same thing like Zero and Mega Man.
Even one of Nest's best agents in Iori Yagami couldn't handle that dude.
Kula is capable of all these great things. But still remember, even if she can strike fear into all these professional fighters, she's still not on the level of some of their best. She's still a child at art, and is honestly very naive. With a lack of experience and proper training, a more tactical warrior can get the best of her. I mean, Kay was able to influence her to join his side after all.
Just goes to show you, even if you're a fierce killer, you can still have a heart of gold. Or in this case, I guess Diamond would be more suitable.
Bye-bye.
There you have it. It's almost time to see these two cold-hearted assassins
Did
take
my
each other
thumb
on
make
in a
it?
battle of strength, wits, and strategy. Feel free to take in the information shown here and make your own predictions on who would win now
There it
when
is.
the fight starts.
Heck yeah.
Fight analysis complete. I have concluded the most likely out of thousands of possible scenarios and arranged a visual representation of their research.
Then you know what that means. It's showtime!
Good luck, Sub-Zero, but you are not winning this one. And now they're in a windstorm. Well, Kula is. Those Kula sprites are fluid as crap. Those look so good. And of course those Sub-Zero sprites will be used. Would be used. At least they weren't the live action Mortal Kombat sprites.
It's showtime!
Oh, that looks good. Come on, Virgil just lost. I don't want another preferred character losing on my back right now.
Hey, Kula.
Of course they included that. I don't know, I mean, oh.
KO!
No way! That's just ridiculous. No one beats Sub-Zero.
Damn, this Kula chick needs to chill.
I'm sorry, Manny, but this was a huge mismatch from the very beginning.
Yeah, what the
Sub-Zero
heck?
may be able to easily defeat cyborgs and rip out human spines, but that's honestly laughable when compared to Kula's feats. She can easily freeze and destroy cannons with enough firepower to wipe out entire cities.
Even if we consider this city to be small-sized, it takes at the very least 1 megaton of TNT to wipe out a city. Even if we somehow highballed Sub-Zero's comic book feats where he partially froze a city, they couldn't compare to Kula's direct feats.
But that's only considering direct feats. Sub-Zero should be at least comparable to restricted Raiden, who's powerful enough to destroy a huge temple.
Firstly, that attack that Raiden performed was a suicide attack that was used as a last resort. Sub-Zero and Raiden have fought before, yes, but never to the extent that would force Raiden to utilize a suicide attack like that one. Plus, even if he did scale to that feat, it would not be anywhere near Kula's several city-level feats. Facts, do you?
Kula could literally...
Judging by the temple's size and the type of attack that wiped it out,
Kula
you
could
can get
literally
several
solo
different
Mortal
results. It
Kombat.
highly depends on the values you use. The lowest possible result using fragmentation of rocks gets us 72.42 tons of TNT, or city block level. The highest possible result based on the pulverization of rocks would give us 7,760 tons of TNT, or town level. Based on this, Sub-Zero's strongest feat based on bad scaling would still be roughly 1,000 times weaker than Kula's best direct feat.
And remember,
And if
it's a
we actually
suicide
scale
attack.
Kula, she becomes even stronger. Takuma Sakazaki himself stated that if he were to ever fight against Kula, he would not be able to afford to hold back. We're talking about a guy who casually intercepted and blocked a beam that was potent enough to destroy the surface of the Earth.
The circumference of planet Earth is roughly 40,075 kilometers. By using my handy-dandy nuke calculator, we can determine that in order to wipe out the
Or
large terrain, we
William
would need about
Prado's
5.1
calculations.
exatons of TNT, or 514 million megatons. That's large continental levels of power right there. Quite a step up from the city-level feats. On top of that, due to the time frame it took for the beam to reach the planet, we can round up the speed of the beam to be over 100,000 times the speed of sound. That would make Takuma, and in turn Kula, able to move and react at relativistic speeds.
Okay, I'm not even gonna try to refute that. Sub-Zero being able to dodge missiles and keeping up with bullet timers is utterly pathetic in comparison.
Glad to see we're on the same page.
Now hold on, let's cover all the bases. What about Sub-Zero's fighting style? Will it even be able to counter Kuai's sheer brutality?
Actually, yes. Kula's fighting style was designed to perfectly counter K-Dash's fighting style, which, much like Sub-Zero's, is based on pure violence. As you can imagine, she's no stranger to fighting off bloodthirsty foes. The only
Yeah.
advantages that Sub-Zero had in this fight were his higher amount of experience and his versatility when it came to weapon creation.
That's cool and all, but allow me to offer my own counterpoint. Mortal Kombat is full of gods, demons, warlords, martial artists, and people that straight rip out spines like it's nothing. Hell, some of them are dead, already dead, or straight immortal. King of Fighters doesn't compare whatsoever. Really, I'm sure with some more in-depth calculation, you'll see that this should have gone to my man.
I like how Fax is even laughing.
I apologize for laughing, but that's just poor reasoning in general. Yes, the verse of Mortal Kombat has very gruesome depictions of combat, and the subject matter is oftentimes grim-dark, but they are bound by the same rules and logic of any battle comparing two or more characters. They do not get a free pass for having the title of deity or undead. Even when you highball the verse at its upper limits, removing ones like the Elders and the One Being, the entire universe of Mortal Kombat is not that powerful, capping at maybe about large building levels of destructive capacity and hypersonic speeds if we're being generous. Essentially, it just doesn't add up.
I get it. You fought well, Chinese Ninja Warrior.
This is normally where I would make a bad pun, but we've already had like a dozen of those in the episode. So I'm gonna have to freeze out of here, let facts confirm the verdict, and go avalanche.
Rick, please die of frostbite. The winner of this Battle Royale is Kula Diamond.
These ice puns need to stop. And weren't there so many of them while Sub-Zero was fighting Glacius? And then I had to go through them again.
Hello again. Did you enjoy that chilling episode? Don't forget to
Where this
subscribe if
fight?
you haven't, and check out our other shows,
But,
Patron Punch-Out and
oh
Hidden
well,
Gems.
Sub-Zero lost.
Stay tuned after these awesome credits
It was
to
a
see
cool
who's
fight.
fighting
Wasn't
next.
wasn't
I myself
great,
am
but it
personally
was
excited for
cool.
that. Additionally, be sure to follow Crossover X on social media for updates on future content and other exclusive stuff.
God,
We're on
it was a
Facebook,
good
Twitter,
fight.
DeviantArt, Tumblr, and more. Special shout out to all of our patrons for the incredible support. This
No
episode was
puns I
possible
make in
thanks
this
to you.
video are intended.
If possible, do please consider becoming a patron over
Or
on our
puns I
Patreon
want to
in order
make.
to further support our shows and gain access to
Ever.
all sorts of cool rewards, including early videos, art, the chance of making your dream matchups a reality, and more. Check us out at patreon.com/crossoverx. On behalf of our whole team, thanks for watching, partners. Until next time.
Next time, I know what it is. Just saying. I am currently researching that one right now. I'm still working on Wolverine. I think I got Guts done though. Alright, well that was it. Yeah, this fight was good. Wasn't phenomenal. I guess the issue is that I feel like pacing for the overall episode could be done better. Especially the animation. Like the verdict and stuff was perfectly fine in terms of pacing. The analysis, like the pre-fight analysis, I feel kind of dragged on, but it got the point across, so I'm not that bothered by it. The animation was fluid, clean, and very well done. Again, pacing was a bit of an issue, in my opinion. Now I'm imagining the Crossover X team being like, I'm gonna say this to like DJ Tiki or whatever, and they're gonna be like, "What the heck are you talking about?" But who knows? Yeah. So, good fight. It was a decent fight. Was really hoping Sub-Zero. I was really hoping there was some. There was something that could help out Sub-Zero here, but that didn't happen. Oh well. I should note that so far I agree with every single result the show's ever done. So yeah, not a lot to say. It was a good fight. I was hoping there'd be voice clips or something. There weren't any voice clips from their games, but oh well. That's nitpicking. My only complaint that isn't nitpicking is pacing. Pacing could have been better. But alright, next up is Guts versus Wolverine. I have not finished researching this. I'm going into it expecting Wolverine to win. But I've researched Guts. He's pretty strong. I am just curious as to if he has any counters to adamantium and Wolverine's healing. But we'll see. There will be a prediction video coming up, probably going more in depth as to my thoughts. But yeah, I'm rooting for Wolverine though. I want Wolverine to win because I like Wolverine. I like Guts too, but I like Wolverine more. So yeah, so that was Sub-Zero versus Kula Diamond. Subby lost. Oh well. It's right. Like, it's an accurate representation of how this fight would go. And then we have Guts versus Wolverine next. I have heard that there is going to be a casting call audition for voice actors. I am going to audition for both. So if I get the part, I'll make a video about it. Don't expect me to make a reaction video to it though if I do get it, unless I can find some way to get the script without spoiling it for me. But I doubt it. So yeah, that was Sub-Zero versus Kula Diamond, and this has been the end of my video. Sorry it sucks. I could have done this sooner, but life decided to throw plans at me at the last second, which is always a pleasure. And it just kind of led me to do this, so oh well. But it was a good fight. and I'm looking forward to Guts vs. Wolverine. So, yeah. So that's all I have to say. So thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you all in the next video. Bye.